In the headlines, APC presidential candidate takes campaign to worry in Delta State. Rivers State governor insists PDP national chairman cannot lead party campaign. Gunmen kidnapped 2 medical doctors in Cross River. And lastly, on the foreign scene, suspected Congolese soldier killed in Rwanda. Hello and welcome to Trust TV News Updates. I am Martia Umar. Thank you for joining us. Now the news in detail. The All Progressives Congress presidential candidate Bola Ahmed Tinubu has accused Atiku Abubakar of the People's Democratic Party (PDP) of fighting his boss, President Obasanjo, when he served as Nigeria's vice president. Atiku, the PDP presidential candidate, was vice president under the Olusegun Obasanjo administration between 1999 and 2007. Speaking during the flag-off of the Delta State All Progressives Congress APC governorship campaign in Warri on Saturday, the party's presidential candidate claimed Atiku fought Obasanjo during his tenure. He told the crowd of supporters that the APC would deliver its promises to Nigerians if the party wins next year's election. Apart from Tinubu, several chieftains of the APC attended the event in Owerri City. And some of them include the party's vice presidential candidate Kashim Shettima, Senate President Ahmed Lawan, Governor Hope Uzodinma of Imo State, Governor Simon Lalong of Plateau State, the Deputy National Chairman of the party in the South, Emma Eneko, and a former Edo State Governor Adams Oshiomhole, amongst others.
Our rivals, they no get shame. They no get what? They no get shame. They are fighting in the public. How can they think of governance? When Atiku was there, he was fighting his boss in public. They were telling us how they spend PDM money to buy cars for girlfriends. In public, do they get shame? Do they get shame? Will you vote for them again? What about me? Let me see your hands up. Let me see your hands up.
The Rivers State Governor Nyesom Wike on Saturday again alleged that the national chairman of the People's Democratic Party (PDP), Iyorchia Ayu, pocketed funds realized by party for the sale of nomination and expression of interest forms for primaries in the month of May. Wike, who spoke at the Adoke Amesie Maka Stadium during the flag-off of the PDP state-level campaigns in Port Harcourt, the state capital, challenged Ayu to head to court if he is innocent. The Rivers governor further said that although he believes in the party, he also believes in equity, fairness and justice, and urged the party's presidential candidate, Atiku Abubakar, to start a government of inclusion and national unity from the party. He said if Atiku believes in restructuring, devolution of power, and that President Muhammadu Buhari appointed 17 northerners as heads of security chiefs, he should correct it from the party by asking Ayu to step down as a southerner. In a speech, Otomi insisted that it is only right for a southerner to succeed President Muhammadu Buhari in May 2023.
What did you find to say? That would be the constitution of the party. Section 3 of the party says, listen, we will share. And that is and then he now says, we will take everything. I will not agree. Will I agree? No! Nobody will leave me with campaign. The man who is around, I cannot hide you. You are corrupt, and you are corrupt, and you cannot even make a campaign. As you want, you are just will not. You are not.
as campaigns for the 2023 elections intensify, youths are becoming wary of being used for electoral violence that would benefit the political class, while they, the youths, are left with nothing. Some of the youth in Bauchi State acknowledge that politicians use them as tools to achieve their aims and later dump them at the end of the electioneering period. Adamu Imam fastened this report.
Despite public enlightenment campaign and calls on the Nigerian youths to shun violence during electoral cycles, some still make themselves available to be used as thugs. Hussaini and Musa are youth. They lament that they are only relevant to politicians during elections. Politicians always approach us to work for them during electioneering period. As soon as the elections are over, we will not see them again. However, not all of them are like that because some of them do pay us after we deliver on our task. Youth are the bedrock of any society, but when they are uninformed, politicians leverage on that ignorance and use them to achieve political gains. That has been the case for years. They know we are unemployed, but instead of empowering us, the reverse is the case. While identifying what characterized those referred to as thugs, Ahmed Jabo, a community leader in Bauchi, says they are of different categories with the same motive.
They are just like a team that the politicians use in getting what they want. So as long as they will get what they want, they can do anything to get the boys. So that they may direct them and get what they want. So particularly, definitely, this is the major things. But at least if anybody can do something to the organization, at least, which is useful, you don't need any talks, at least.
Politicians in the state also maintain that some of these youth are not members of any political party, but rather hired to deliver certain tasks.
So they have a place where they normally used to sit in the area. Most of the politicians of that area, despite of different political parties, they used to come with their banners and billboards and give that to the youth. The youth, they will posterate in the street for anybody. If you come with your money, they will collect it and place your banner. They will place APC banners, they will place PDP banners, they will place any banner. So that means that all what they need is the money.
They also confirm that the money they are paid to work for politicians is not something to write home about. Adam Imam, Trust TV News, Bauchi.
And away from political matters, 2 medical doctors have been kidnapped in Cross River State. The chairman of the Nigerian Medical Association Calabar branch, Dr. Felix Achibong, has said. While the police are yet to comment on the issue, he explained that the incident happened in the Akankpa local government area of the state. The incident, which is coming a few days after 9 people were kidnapped in the same axis, has left many in fear, especially as the axis is the only exit and entry route to the state capital by land. He called on security agencies as well as state government to do all they can to rescue the victims, as kidnapping them will have a negative impact on healthcare delivery. Police in Lagos State have arrested a 38-year-old man for allegedly killing his mother-in-law and one other person after raping his wife's teenage sister in the Beju Lekki area of the state. The police public relations officer SP Benjamin Hundeyin confirmed the arrest in his verified Twitter handle. Preliminary investigation shows that he killed his mother-in-law because she discovered he was having a kind of knowledge of his wife's 14-year-old younger sister. And according to Hundeyin, the case has been transferred to the State Criminal Investigation Department for conclusion of investigation and arraignment in court. Concerns over the effectiveness of civil servants at federal, state and local government levels have become a matter of discourse among different fora in the country. This is as reports in some cases in the state and local government point to payrolls being occupied by ghost workers getting paid for the work they never did. Trust TV's Ibrahim Ismail examines levels of compliance to basic rules of civil service by workers in Gombe State and filed in this report.
In 2021, Gombe State government uncovered over 900 ghost workers who constituted a burden to the state coffers and saved over 70 million naira. The discovery is a clear example of the rot in Nigeria's public service, pushing Gombe State government and the Nigeria Labour Congress to introduce a daily attendance verification exercise to ensure workers justify their payments.
So anybody that has less than 15 to 20 days as a term print, that means he has forfeited his whole salary. And that gave us the opportunity that people that have not been coming to work, they have started coming to work, they endorse in the morning, and before closing they endorse it. And we also came to realize that there was a lot of people who, of course, they were employees of the local government, but they were staying in others. Some were staying in Lagos, some were staying in Abuja. So in the previous exercise that has been conducted, they will just hire a vehicle, come all the way from Lagos, attend the exercise process and go back. Their salary will continue from. But with the introduction of this machine on daily basis, that will not be possible.
Gombe State government said the daily workers' attendance verification exercise paved way for the recruitment of 1,000 teachers and over 400 health workers. The government, however, warned those on its payroll to take their duty seriously.
You will come to work by 8 and close by 4. So what stops you from coming? So anybody that is not coming to work, actually it's not serious, and even religiously, all our religions, they forbid this this attitude. So I urge the civil servant to come to work. Anybody that feels he will not come, we have our rules and regulations, and he will be sanctioned accordingly.
Some civil servants spoke on the level of compliance to duty.
Civil service is guided by the rules and regulations. So we are following the rules and regulations of the civil servant, and we are doing our best to see that we have done the right thing, what we are doing our work in the best way.
I've seen it from my senior colleagues, which I have emulated from. I come to work by 8 and close by 4. That is the official hours. But if there are lots of work to do, I at times even pass the space stipulated closing time. So these are the things that guides us, and we make sure we stick to it and come in time, work and leave at the stipulated time.
To achieve effective service delivery in the civil service, governments and civil servants must fulfill their obligations. From Gombe, Ibrahim Ismail, reporting for Trust TV.
And now to Niger State, where the sector commander of the Federal Road Safety Corps, Kumar Sokwam, has said that 266 people have been killed in road crashes in the state between January and October this year. The sector commander disclosed this during the commemoration of the 2022 World Day of Remembrance for Road Traffic Victims in Minna, Niger State's capital. The report.
The sector commander revealed that 1,496 people were involved out of 3,038 people involved in road crashes in the state. Sokwam also said a total of 461 road crashes were recorded since January to date. Other than deaths were recorded from 119 crashes, while 293 were fatal but did not cause death. The sector commander met with the officials of the Ministries of Health and Transport to seek support in terms of provision of first aid kit to enable his personnel render necessary care to accident victims while taking them to hospital for proper medical care.
The road belongs to all of us. The pedestrian has a right to the road. Even the animal has a right to the road. The road does not belong to one person. It's an asset for the public, and ours is responsibility to ensure safety. So what I need to tell the public is, please, let's respect traffic rules and regulation and respect humanity. Road courtesy, you don't need to be unnecessarily aggressive because you are holding the steering of the car.
The Niger State Commissioner for Health, Mohammed Makusudi, said 5% of the Basic Healthcare Provision Fund had been set aside by the state for emergency medical response to road traffic accidents and other related accidents. He said road crashes had become a public health challenge that needed to be addressed with all seriousness, noting that the state government was making effort to equip healthcare facilities across the state.
There's no amount of equipment or facilities we have in place. We don't have the requisite human resource. You're on your own. So, and most of these road traffic accidents is about traumatology. So we need orthopedic surgeons, we need anesthesiologists, we need ENT surgeons, we need a barrage of them. Thank God we are moving somewhere. We'll be there very soon.
The International Day of Remembrance for Road Traffic Victims was endorsed by the United Nations in 2005 to be observed every third Sunday in November across the world as part of effort to reduce road casualties and draw attention to the scale of emotional and economic devastation caused by road crashes, and as well call for accelerated action on road safety to save lives. According to the World Health Organization, about 1.3 million lives are lost every year across the world through road crashes.
You're watching Trust TV News Updates. Coming up shortly, we'll take a look at how local drummers thrive despite civilization. Details of this report and more. Just stay with us.
We wish you a Merry Christmas. My name is Femi Adebayo. This holiday season, StarTimes is taking us to a better level. You can step up your family entertainment with the StarTimes upgrade promo. You recharge 2 months on Nova Bouquet and get upgraded to Basic or Smart Bouquet. Recharge 2 months on Basic or Smart Bouquet, you get upgraded to Classic or Super Bouquet. And if you recharge 2 months on Classic or Super Bouquet, you get 10 days free on your subscription. This upgrade automatically qualifies you for a weekly draw to win 55-inch Smart TV, PA systems, home appliances, and more. These prizes are proudly sponsored by Longreach, Wayon, and Amaz. This promo is from the 15th November to 15th January 2023. Times and conditions apply. On StarTimes, every day is the best day ever. Merry Christmas and Happy New Year. StarTimes. Entertain your family.
Welcome back. You're still watching the news update. And before we proceed, a recap of our top stories. We told you earlier that APC presidential candidate takes campaign to Warri in Delta State. And the Rivers State Governor says PDP national chairman cannot lead party campaign. And moving on to other stories, youths in Benue State are worried that the African way of life is vanishing due to Western influence. They're worried that most cultures in Nigeria are endangered and called on the government to address the trend.
Well, for a long time, what I knew about our people was mainly the New Yam Festival. I didn't know about what we talked about, like how a woman is supposed to be during marriage, how we assimilated the traditional marriage for a long time. I didn't know about any of this. It was upon my return to Benue State that I actually started finding about it. So this has really, really affected me in not knowing how to speak my language, in not being able to properly talk with my tribesmen. I have a fear of going to the village due to the fact that I don't really know how to speak with my native tongue.
For me, bearing the Oche in my name, it's just an identity that confines me to be an Idoma. But if I will use the word, I am maybe an alien to my own culture, but maybe an accepted indigene of the Hausas, because growing up, my parents, most especially my mother, would actually communicate with us using Hausa, and my friends around.
These are some of the experiences shared by some residents of Makurdi. They are worried that they cannot fit into their own cultures, no thanks to their upbringing in places far from the ancestral homes. The aspect of culture most affected is language. The residents feel native languages are not given adequate attention as channels through which cultures are transferred from one generation to another.
We grew up in an environment where it's dominated by the Hausas. Then in my house, in my family, we were speaking English, more of English and Hausa alone. But my dad will always scold us. Each time he comes around and feels we are speaking or hears us speaking English or Hausa, he scolds us. He will permit me to use my language. Sometimes he has always said it, and that has always sunk in us. With that, we got to learn how to speak our language through my father, because my mom was also speaking that language with us.
It's not taken. Indigenous language may go down, except otherwise if we arise and begin to provide materials so that it will become enough, can be printed, can be taught in school. Like in my school in those days, we were taught how to read, even in primary school, in our languages. So I think if that is put in place, we'll go a long way to helping the situation.
Most importantly, they say that parents can play a good part in training the young ones to preserve the languages they inherited from their forebears.
Believed that culture cannot be separated from language. And when we look into what is happening to our culture in Africa, we discover that many things have actually entered into our culture. When you look into how our people speak, even their dialect or language.
The English, French, and other European languages are gradually taking the places of many African languages. In Nigeria, the Pidgin English, an adulterated form of the English language, may soon take the place of our indigenous languages if a deliberate policy is not enforced to save the situation.
Local drummers are thriving in their trade of entertaining people while promoting rich cultural heritage. And that was the case for some drummers in Oshogbo, Osun State, who have become successful in trade and said that their fathers bequeathed the trade to them and are happy sustaining the tradition. Hamido Yegbede reports that some talking drummers are promoting Yoruba culture in the South.
By squeezing the leather tension cords between his arm and body while hitting the round drum head with a curved stick, this drummer changes the pitch of the drum to mimic the tone and prosody of human speech. Since time immemorial till date, local drummers are among the regular features at palaces of traditional rulers in Yoruba land. They entertain the monarchs and guests. In Oshogbo, Osun State capital, Taiwo Ganiyu and Waidi Irawo are successful drummers, famous for entertaining people with talking drums.
Ẹlòmíì kò mọ iṣẹ́ tá à ń ṣe. Ẹlòmíì lè ní ẹ má pariwo sí mi létí ariwo yẹn ti pọ̀ jù.
Some people do not appreciate drummers, while some people appreciate us. Most people here recognize us very well and always want us to drum for them. People that love culture are always happy when they see drummers. We make people happy.
The
drum is a spirit. When you appreciate the drum, you will be happy. Traditional rulers cannot do without drummers. Drum brings happiness to people. It replaces sorrow with joy. You become happy when you appreciate drummers. Olushola Ajala, a resident of Osogbo, said drummers need to package themselves well to earn more respect and proper recognition in the society.
Do you know they are very talented people? Drummers are talented people. But the problem is because most of them are illiterate. That's the major problem. They do not package. Packaging is it. That's their major problem. Let them package, let them structure, let them not work at cross purposes, let them not fight, let them not beg for money, let them wait to be invited to occasions. That will make them recognized.
Meanwhile, as civilization brought modern music, including the foreign songs, the local drummers are thriving as culture-inclined individuals still appreciate the language and rhythm of the talking drums. Amid Oyegbade, Trust TV News, Osogbo.
And away from Nigeria, Rwanda's defense ministry has said an unidentified soldier believed to be from the Congolese army was killed after crossing the border and firing at local security forces on Saturday. At about 1 a.m. local time, the man crossed the Petite barrier, the border between Goma in the Eastern Democratic Republic of Congo and Rwanda, entering the Rabovo district before shooting at Rwandan Defense Force guard towers. And the incident comes as rebels from the M23 group, which has been fighting the Congolese government for a decade, made considerable gains in recent weeks, advancing towards Goma as fighting intensifies. DRC accuses Rwanda of supporting M23, but Rwanda has always denied the accusation. And in sports, the Nigerian first individual Olympic gold medalist Chioma Ajunwa-Okpara has been named among the recipients of the Maiden Southeast Sports and Humanitarian Award of the Excellence, due to hold on December 2nd and 3rd at the Gymnasium Hall of Dr. Nnamdi Azikiwe Stadium in Enugu under the chairmanship of Senator Sita Izunaso. The program is being packaged by the Southeast Parasports Forum. The Merit Award is not all comers, as it is based on humanitarian and philanthropy services of those that have contributed to the development of parasports, especially in the Southeast region of Nigeria. With that, we have come to the end of the news update at this hour. For more, subscribe to our YouTube channel and follow us across all our social media platforms. I am Martia Umar. Thank you for watching and stay tuned.